What did you guys change up on Friday?
Not a lot of changes. It was, well, let me rephrase that. There were changes because of the necessity of some injuries and some things like that. I think that we made some good adjustments at halftime. But in terms of personnel, it's the same personnel that we've been playing. But because of some necessity, we moved some people in some different spots. And I'm not going to say we found answers, but we found some new ideas that may work out a little bit better for us. And we went in at halftime in a 0-0 game, knowing that we had a good rhythm of the game. But we also said, you know what, we've got to get the ball wider. We have to be a little bit more aggressive going into goal. We didn't do it right away. We give up a goal. The girls got a little bit ticked off about that. And then away we go with 1950 seconds left and 4 goals.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Was there any specific direction for Hartman?
With Rose, it's always been a matter of time. She's one of the best servers of a wide ball that I've seen in my time coaching. She's phenomenal. She puts it wherever you want to put it. And I think she's been a little bit frustrated in that she just hasn't been able to get assists this year. And as much as she wants to score goals, for her, a quality assist is just as equal. And so to get 3 the way she had it, and we chatted later on in the evening about it, and I called her to say, hey, congrats on a great game. And she just mentioned, hey, this really, really brought a lot of confidence to things. And I think we saw it with a lot of the girls yesterday in training. Training was phenomenal. So for her, it was just a matter of time and just building a little bit more confidence.
And then I guess at halftime, I mean, having a close game or being kind of even at halftime is a place you guys have been at before this season. Was it a different energy? Was it a different urgency? Did you guys feel?
Yeah, you know, the urgency is always interesting with this group as they learn, right? Because it's been so much of the learning process with this young group is how do we see out games? How do we win games? How do we change games as we come out of halftime? And so the urgency in the locker room was a little bit different. I think that this group's maturing really quickly still, and it's going to be exciting to see what moves with that as we go forward with the rest of the games. But they want to win games, and they're sick and tired of losing, especially with stupid goals and things like that, and missing easy chances to finish, because they have been right there. And I'm not going to say that this was necessarily a tipping point, but at least it puts us in a good situation moving forward.
And then as far as San Francisco goes, what's your biggest worry, or what's your biggest concern that you guys are going to be focusing on with them?
They're good. You know, they've won a lot of big-time games. They're aggressive. They're older. They're very physical. They're strong and they're fit, and they're really well coached. So it's an interesting combination of things that they have. I think that technically we may be a little bit cleaner in some spots, and it's just going to be a matter of who shows up to play. If we can continue the momentum that we had yesterday in training, that we carry over from Friday, we'll be all right. And our girls know these are massive games. You know, to get 6 points out of this weekend would completely change the tide of the season and put us in a situation to really contend for playoffs. And they know that we got to do it, especially with who we're playing.
And then size-wise, how do they compare size-wise to San Francisco?
You know, we have some really strong kids. I think the difference is the maturity and the muscle development and some things like that, and that's the biggest difference. I think height-wise, we're going to be very similar. I think that with Sierra, to be quite honest, I don't think that anybody's taller than she is, so we own that situation pretty well. But which is how she scores her goal on Friday. But you know, you look at it, and I think that it's just a little bit about maturity and muscles and things like that. But the girls are going to be fine. They're really excited to play. They're technically gifted to the point where we can move the ball quick enough and get out of danger, and so they're looking forward to it.
And last question, what were the girls like after the win, finally?
They were happy, you know. It's always one of those things where you get a little bit of a monkey off your back, and the girls have been carrying around a really big gorilla for a while, and to get those 4 goals and to win the way that we did, because again, we gave up a bad goal, a good goal by holding names to score, but a frustrating goal in the way that it was developed against us, because we knew we couldn't let them score on the counter, and we did. And you know, I stood up and I challenged them in the moment and said, hey, you've done it now, what are you going to do to answer it? And they answered emphatically. So I think that the momentum's there, the confidence is there, and it's going to be exciting to see what comes next.